제 이름은 이종환입니다. 한국에서 유쿠라는 닉네임으로 활동하고 있습니다. 초등학생 때 텔레비전에서 유희왕 애니메이션을 처음으로 보고 유희왕을 접했습니다. 주변에서 냉철하다는 말을 많이 듣습니다. 판단할 때 상당히 섬세하게 판단하고 생각하는 편입니다. 일단 독일 숙소가 너무 편안하기 때문에 딱히 그런 거는 없지만 이제 먹는 거는 차가운 음식, 뭐 아이스크림 같은 거 조심하고 있습니다. 2011년에 월드 챔피언십, 유희왕 월드 챔피언십에 한 번 더 나가서 우승했던 적이 있습니다. 그때의 경험이 가장 유희왕 하면서 행복했습니다. 유희왕 이외에도 다른 온라인 게임들을 좋아해서 대회에 나가서 활동하는 것을 즐기고 있습니다.
Robert Tanny, also known as Dkayed in Duel Links. My first memory of Yu-Gi-Oh was about 15 years ago, yes I am that old, going into my first Yu-Gi-Oh local and seeing Jinzos all over the fields, and it was just blew my mind. My biggest challenge this weekend is going to be trying to interpret German and learning it. I'd have to say my most enjoyable Yu-Gi-Oh memory was qualifying for the first year of Worlds. Outside of Yu-Gi-Oh, I enjoy running the largest, most competitive Duel Links community.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the World Championships 2019 here in Berlin. I'm once again joined on the desk with Billy Brake, and we are going to be going into round 4 of Duel Links for this round. Billy, how are you feeling about this?
Oh, I'm super excited. We have a really cool matchup for you. We have one of the players has already played in the World Championship for Duel Links before, the very first one they had a couple years ago. I was playing in the TCG, he was playing in the Duel Links tournament. We kind of bonded over, you know, our losses and our mutual stories and stuff. So I'm excited to see Dkayed here, actually, one of the most influential Duel Links players out there.
Yeah, he is very, very huge in the community. I think anybody who's very serious about Duel Links knows who Dkayed is. And he's facing off against Yukoo in this round from Korea. Do you know anything about Yukoo?
I personally don't, but he is from South Korea, which usually notoriously known for being very good at games.
Yeah, I don't think I could deny that one, to be honest. But yeah, we were taking a look at the decks, and they look pretty similar from some of the stuff we saw throughout the tournament. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out on the day. Well, that day is today, and I think right now is the time. So let's hop over to the table and get right into it.
All right, here we go. It looks like we have Sartorius against Crowler. So Dkayed is going to be using his Sartorius deck with the dual skill, the coin flips, Master of Destiny. So where, as we said earlier, all your first 3 coin flips are all going to be heads. So you get to use cool cards like Cup of Ace, and Time Wizard usually we'll see, but it's also the Barrel Dragon, the new Barrel Dragon, Desperado Barrel Dragon that you get to summon, and you're guaranteed to get 3 coin flips to destroy 3 monsters and draw a card.
That's just insane. And there were people that said that It's My Lucky Day is the best skill card in speed dueling, if you're a fan of the format that we have going. That you only get to change 1 coin toss once, and Sartorius is like, yeah, I can just change a bunch of them.
Yeah, they're all heads. It just works out. But so not the greatest of starts, but Crowler, he's using middle-aged mechs, so he's going to be able to activate that Ancient Gear Castle at the start of his turn.
And he starts off with Galaxy Cyclone, being able to take out one of those back row cards.
Oh, Destroyed World Legacy Clash, that's a cool card that it kind of like makes your monster like a wind-up rabbit, be able to banish it for the turn and bring it back, and then you lower the monster on your opponent's side of the field of attack by the monster's attack that you banished.
Oh, all right.
So it's kind of cool. You get to protect your monster until it comes back, and then also make your opponent's monster basically have 0 attack most of the time.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a newer version of Wall of Disruption, would you say? Something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, sort of. Yeah, just like kind of Wall of Disruption, you guarantee that your monster survives, which is really good in like synchro decks or in any sort of deck that you want to have a monster come back.
Yeah, Ancient Gear Wyvern. This card is really cool. I remember the first time I saw this when we had the structure decks. When it came combined with the dinosaur structure deck and the machine structure deck, and I really liked Arc 5 when you had the fusion dimension in the anime. Then they were invading the other dimensions, and they had all the Ancient Gear monsters. They were really cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Ancient Gear cards. They're very powerful. Yeah, being able to search for any Ancient Gear card, and you got the Ancient Gear Castle here, is just very good.
Yeah, and Blast Spider is going to be holding up.
Yeah, with that 2200 defense.
Yeah, that's a big booty. That's pretty pretty good at holding off the Ancient Gear Wyvern.
Yeah, not the greatest start here from Yukoo, because Ancient Gear's literally an OTK kind of deck. He does have that Galaxy Cyclone in his grave now, so he'll be able to pop face-up Spell and Traps and be able to summon the Ancient Gear from his deck.
Yeah.
But that's next turn. Twin Barrel Dragon coming down, guaranteed 2 heads because of the dual skill.
Pew pew, and takes that card straight out. And a Dark Machine monster has successfully destroyed a monster, and Blast Spider is still on the field, so there'll be some cheeky damage coming in as well.
And that's going to be enough to lower him just 50 life points under, so if there's no Seer Karibo here from Yukoo, this game is going to be over.
Wow, that was a quick turnaround. A defense mode Blast Spider suddenly turning into the flipping the script, and Dkayed becomes the aggressor and wins that first game.
Yeah, so you kind of see, like, even though you have the dual skills, like, you have to play the 5 cards that involve coin flipping, 5 different ones.
Yeah.
They're good. Like,
They're good. They're 5 good cards, right?
Twin
It's not
Barrel
like-
Dragon, solid.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing Suzuki Samurai number 4 and you're like, yeah, that's kind of close enough.
Yeah, but so Dkayed takes game 1 easy. For those of you who are joining us just now and didn't see the Duel Links match earlier, the format's a little different than what you might be used to. Each player has 5 decks. They have 3 standard decks and then 2 legendary decks where they have to use certain cards that character used actually in the show. But so the first one is a standard duel, and then the next duel we have up is a legendary duel.
Yeah, so this is going to be the very flavorful anime-style duels. What decks do we have to choose from here?
Let's see. I believe
It's Jade and Yuki for Yukoo.
And then Dkayed brought, it looks like Magnet Warriors, which is a good one to bring for Yugi.
And Yukoo also bought Seto Kaiba. And I think the game is just getting started now.
Yep, it looks like Dkayed did go with his Yugi deck, which is going to be Magnet Warriors, which is just a fantastic deck. 30 cards with that grass looks greener.
Alright, this is the Dark Side of Dimensions duel right here. Little Yugi versus Seto Kaiba.
It really is. But you see the grass mills doesn't get to mill like a Delta or anything, so he's not going to summon right away, but the beta is going to come down.
Delta was sent to the graveyard.
But I say Delta with the 3 Magnet Warriors to banish.
Right, yeah, you need the whole set.
But he did mill a block. Was that a block dragon? I'm pretty sure he did mill a block dragon also.
Yeah, that's Block Dragon. It's actually really funny when Block Dragon came out, and I was like trying to explain to Luke why Block Dragon was such a great card, and he's like, "No one's going to care about Block Dragon." Everyone like, "Oh, it's amazing! It searches cards, it does all this."
It's a cool card, yeah.
And I was like super on board with the Block Dragon, and Luke kept beating me down every time it came up. Be like trying to sneak a Block Dragon into his decks.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Block Dragon.
He'd be playing Mermail, and I'd just be trying to slide it into his deck while he was playing. He used to get really mad about that.
Yukoo does have the Cosmo Bright in here, which he's just able to special summon from his hand by discarding the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then he's going to use the effect to tribute a monster on his side of the field to special summon a Blue Eyes from his deck to the field.
And he's going to be tributing the White Stone. That's not White Stone of
Yep,
Legend.
White Stone of Ancients.
White Stone of Ancients.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, very good card. But it looks like Dkayed is going to chain the beta and then chain the magnet conversion. So he's going to be able to add that beta back to his hand, plus whatever other magnets he has.
Yeah, get himself a nice head start here.
Looks like he chooses just to add the beta because he's going to probably bring out Delta, yep, in defense mode, where he can send down a Magnet Warrior from his deck to the graveyard. Oh, here we go. We get to see the summoning animation since Kaiba is about to summon his
Blue
key
Eyes
card.
White Dragon.
I love this animation, just him flying straight to the moon and crash landing from the moon.
So the animations are like really cool, and I know like some of them have like a secret achievement where you get a game out if you play them 100 times.
Oh, yep.
The mistake I made in the game very early stages is you needed Insect Queen. In order to get that mat, you needed to summon it 100 times. And I was just like, oh, I'm not going to use this. I need some stuff for the card trader. So I cashed it in, and there was no way to get another Insect Queen at the time. And I was like,
Oh,
oh no, what do I do?
Yeah, I've made that mistake before. So it looks like he's going to use his dual skill beatdown, where he gets to gain 300 attack for each level 5 or higher monster he has. Well, the level 5 or higher monsters gain the attack. So we have huge Blue Eyes White Dragons.
And that's what they're known for. They're White Lightnings.
You need to see how you're talking about Block Golem searching. He just added 3 cards from his deck to his hand thanks to Block Golem's effect.
Block Dragon. So
Block Dragon.
much power. Honestly, you need to find more room for it in advanced constructed format at some point.
Really, it's so powerful.
Doesn't fit in the Salamangreat deck yet, but yeah, give us some time. Give us some time.
Give him some rocks.
Give him some rocks. Let's just like suddenly make some Salamangreat rock types just for Block Dragon.
Alright, let's see what he decides to do here. Oh, he's going to go to end phase, use the White Stone of Ancients effect. Since it's in the graveyard, he can summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from his deck.
So now he just needs to summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon 98 more times and he gets a game map. So we're keeping track, guys. We're keeping track.
You can definitely probably achieve it by the end of this tournament for how many Blue Eyes he's going to be summoning.
Alright, Dkayed has to turn this around, but he's facing down multiple Blue Eyes. And on their next turn, they can all attack.
Yep. Or he's going to definitely need something. Oh, it doesn't look like he plays any copies of enemy controller in this deck. It's going to be hard. But he's going to need to be able to summon the Berserkion. Alright, so Beta's going to come down and be able to search. Not the Magnet Warrior that is able to search for Berserkion. Maybe he already has one in his hand.
Yeah, it seems likely. There we go,
Here it goes. Yugi special summons a monster and Berserkion.
Berserkion.
Very powerful. He gets to banish just to destroy a card in the field. Probably going to take out the Cosmo Brain because it has that 100 extra attack. And he's going
next up.
to the other Blue Eyes. And then
Yeah, that's what you get when it's not once per turn.
it just destroys the entire field. So we really get to see him Duel Links. Like, it looks like one player is like in a dominant position, and then the next you can just turn it around just with one card. Magnet Conversion going to banish from the grave since it wasn't sent to this turn. He's able to special summon a magnet to the field.
And he brings back Delta.
Delta's effect. Nope, no Delta effect. Just going to go straight to battle. He has
The
the ties
ties
that
that
bind.
bind.
So his monsters are going to be big enough to attack over that Blue Eyes. And that's going to, unless there's a Sphere Karibo, once again, that's going to be game right here.
But there is a Sphere Karibo indeed, so the tables have turned once again.
I keep talking, I always mention, like, unless there's Sphere Karibo, because it is such a powerful card in Duel Links.
Oh yeah, Sphere Karibo has been there from the beginning, and it's one of the most, one of the longest standing relevant cards, I think, in Duel Links. And even in speed dueling, the other format, the physical version of Duel Links.
It's a high impact, yeah, and it's beautiful too. It looks nice. I really like it.
Oh, with the ultra rare Sphere Karibos?
The ultra rare Sphere Karibo. So it looks like it is now. Dkayed just had to end his turn because of the Sphere Karibo, and Yukoo has drawn a card, and now he's thinking about what he wants to do. Just gonna set a monster face down and use his skill.
Beat down.
You know, why not just give him a little bit more attack? Try and attack over that Berserkion.
And yeah, there comes the White Lightning. Taking out the Berserkion. So let's see how Dkayed turns this around. He's got a bunch of cards, but the Blue Eyes is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need to summon another copy of Berserkion if he wants to find a way to win this game.
The fact that he hasn't just windmill slammed it straight down tells me he might not have it.
Yeah, but he's trying to think of what he can do. I mean, he's not threatened to, like, he already has the two monsters on the field. If he needs to put him in defense mode, he can.
Yeah. So what are the effects of Delta? Does Delta have any hidden powers that would be useful here?
Well, when it's into the graveyard, you can banish 3 to summon Valkyrion, but I think he might just only be playing the Berserkions and no Valkyrion. Let me take a look through his list real fast. Yeah, it looks like he's not playing any copies of the Valkyrion, so apart from just sending the Magnet Warriors to the grave, he won't be able to do anything else. But if he did play Valkyrion, he could banish the 3.
Yeah. And then get himself a Valkyria and the Magna Warrior.
Which would be enough to attack over Blue Eyes, but doesn't have any copies in his deck. So
Does that one have a cool little animation when you summon it as well?
I don't think so. I wish it did. Like all of them like combining together, that would be cool.
They should. They should.
I agree. So yeah, like I said, he's not like, he has some defense to put up and he's just trying to draw into that Berserkion. He already grassed. He doesn't have that many cards left in his deck, and as soon as he does draw it, he's right back in this game. But it's cool to see like it go back and forth. Oh, we see a flip summon with Whitestone Ancients, which is a 1-star tuner. So we can see a synchro summon here. Yep, for a level 9.
Is that going to be a Azure Dragon?
I think it's going to be maybe Azure. Maybe it's going to be Cloud Castle. Let's see what he decides to make here. Oh, we get to see the whole synchro summon animation. Combine the levels. Oh, Vermilion Mech, even better. Yeah,
this card is strong.
Yep, he was able to banish a tuner from his grave to destroy a card on the field, and then when the Vermilion Mech is destroyed, he'll be able to add a banished tuner to his hand.
And it also is more than level 5, so beat down will just give it those extra attack points. Just in case you needed 100% confirmation that your attack is higher than 1400.
This is one of like the longer Duel Links games that we've seen. It's kind of gone back and forth. It's cool
this is a real Yugi versus Kaiba situation.
Yep, both giving it their all. See Dragon Spear of the White coming down from the Whitestone Ancients. which is cool. Dragon Spear White has the cool effect. If your opponent has a monster, you can quick effect tribute it from the field to special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand. So he'll be able to attack with it maybe, and then tribute it off if there's another monster and summon a Blue Eyes.
Yeah, it's very good at picking off your opponent's spell and trap cards as well, which then opens the way up. So when your opponent does try and counter, you can just swap into a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yep. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Spear White. Oh, here comes Alpha. So Alpha's going to let him search his deck for that Berserkion that he... Oh, he does play Valkyrion. I didn't see it in his list anywhere. That's strange that he wasn't able... Maybe his graveyard isn't full as much as it seems. So he wasn't able to use Delta's effect to summon it, or he's just waiting, knowing that the Vermilion mech could come down. Maybe it was a really heads-up play from Dkayed, knowing he would have the level 9 Synchro, so he doesn't want to waste the Valkyrion. He'd rather bait out the Vermilion mech, then summon the Valkyrion as a follow-up.
Yeah, and we're going to see some attacks right now.
So he's going to have the beta attack. So yeah, he's trying to fill his graveyard up with the Magnet Warriors, so he's going to be able to summon Valkyrion. Dkayed showing why he's been to the World Championship for Duel Links before. Yeah, this is some very heads-up play. Maybe he just didn't have the rocks to summon it previously, but now he definitely does.
Yeah, somebody definitely remembers what it was like using our Mystic Tomatoes to attack into an Ejection Fairy Lily. You're like, oh no, we've got this, we've got this.
How many times are you going to pay?
Yeah, come on, buddy. Let's see what you've got here. And here comes Valkyrion, which is then able to take out that Vermilion mech. Do you play 2 Vermilion in this style of deck?
I think I would. I think there's plenty of room now because you did get the extra card in the extra deck. It used to be 5, but now you can have 6. So I think there's plenty of room because you're only really going to play level 9 synchros in your Blue Eyes White deck.
Yeah, because you're White Stone Legend and one of the copies of Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes Spirit. And here we go. See a second synchro summon. This is probably going to be Vermilion again. Yep, and there's a second Vermilion.
Yep. Oh, so yep, as you're saying, he did bait out that first one, but the second copy is coming down, and
yeah, immediately Dkayed just says, "Yep, you've got me."
So yeah, he put him in a position where like, well, you have to play 2 Vermilion mechs, and Yukoo did, and was able to take that game.
And there was your third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Oh, that's the best line. Yep.
The community sometimes does some really funny like various bits of artwork and stuff, and there's one where Kaiba's like got his hands on the table, and he's screaming in the face of this little girl like this this thing, and it's just like, it's so funny
because the girls just sit there trying to play Duel Links. I love that one. That is a classic. I love that.
Oh, it's just honestly some of the artwork that you guys do, and we see it on the Reddit thread and stuff. Yeah, we keep an eye on that, and some of it makes my day. It's like Dark Magician Girl tries to understand Yu-Gi-Oh, little comic strip. Those
I haven't seen those.
Some of those are really funny. They're getting a little bit too obscure at this point. But it just sort of pokes fun at like how complicated things are, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess if you're trying to explain that to a new person, I can see why that would be a problem.
Yeah, it seems a little mean, but it's pretty funny. But we do have the back to standard duels here, and now we see Yukoo, the one using Sagittarius, so he has the coin flips, so where he'll guarantee gets heads, and Dkayed is using the Paradox Brothers with this really cool Labyrinth builder. It's Subterrors, so there's a dual skill where you can shuffle 2 cards from your hand back in your deck and summon the Labyrinth Wall. Because if you have the final battle and Subterror, you just you shuffle the 2 cards back, tribute, set final battle, and you win the game. But here we go. You shuffle the 2 cards back and gets the Labyrinth Wall.
Many years ago was I tribute setting Labyrinth Wall like a schmuck.
Hey, 3,000. It's like Millennium Shield,
it's
right?
Like, yeah, this blocks the Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is a really good card. It's like, it never wins the game though.
Yep. So yeah, here we see the Nemesis Archer coming down, and he's able to use the effect to tribute them both to get I think it was Umastrix.
Yeah, it was Umastrix, so it just got set down. Subterra, Behemoth, Umastrix.
We have to assume this is the combo. You just have Umastrix and Final Battle, and you get to disrupt your opponents during their turn. Everything gets flipped back face down, and you just continue doing it. We even saw the game earlier where the player didn't have to attack at all and won the duel.
Yeah, although, looking at it...
Well, this Twin Barrel Dragon is definitely a good one to have. Because it's a trigger effect, so no matter what, it's going to be triggered, right? Or is it hidden ignition? No, it triggered on summon.
Yeah, so that's going to take him out because of the skill from Saitoris.
Yep, guaranteed to get those 2 heads, but now he only has 1 heads left. So if he were to play like a card like Cup of Ace, it would kind of be a 50-50 on whether he would be able to draw the cards or not. But the Umastrix is still going to resolve and banish the Twin Barrel Dragon, maybe?
Yeah, and also Subterra or Nemesis Warrior is going to be coming back up.
Yep.
Maybe you just banish the FaceTime monster because you're... Yeah, no, here we go.
Yeah, probably should have banished the face down monster.
Yeah, because the twin barrel cannot attack over the Nemesis soldier, and then you don't have to worry about this Desperado Dragon.
Yep, we see the flip summon, the effect to destroy itself, to destroy the opponent's monster, which is what you want to do against Subterrors, destroy their monsters one at a time, and then, yep, the Desperado Barrel Dragon coming down. You know, Barrel Dragon's a good card. Why don't we just make him a little bit better?
Yeah, Despacito Barrel Dragon. Here he comes.
And attacks are
2800. And that's pretty sharp.
Yeah, this is looking rough for Dkayed. Subterrors are really good, like, once they get their combo going, but if their opponent is able to disrupt it and stop you from having any monsters on the field, it can completely devastate you, because Dkayed had to give up 2 cards to get that Labyrinth Wall on the field.
Yeah, and it got cleared out so easily as well.
Yeah, maybe that slight misstep not banishing, maybe the face down. Let me see, can Umastrix banish face down? Yeah, target one monster your opponent controls. It could have targeted the face down.
Yeah, but then could Yukoo then just attack with his twin barrel and then get the Desperado in the... He would have saved 2800 life points doing it this way, though. He would have
Right.
just taken 1000 damage.
Right. So, we see Diva coming down, and just going to summon another Diva, but nothing else. Sets another face down. I think Deep Sea Diva is a really cool addition into Duel Links. It really opens up the extra deck a lot.
Really, really strong card back in the Mermail format.
Misjudge. I also played this card in my version of this deck. I love Misjudge. It's a cool card because it can negate this Treacherous Trap Hole right here. All he has to do is flip the coins. If he flips 2 heads, he negates Treacherous Trap Hole. He just needs 1. Oh, but see, the dual skill ran out since he already used the first coin flips, and it wasn't able to stop it, which is huge.
Yeah, the Desperado Dragon will go ahead and get a search there for Blowback Dragon.
Blowback Dragon, a solid card. It's another coin flip card, so it's good to have in your deck.
Ancient Sanctuary, I think that card originally came out.
Oh, yeah, I remember that set. The enemy controller set.
Oh yeah, it's like it just, but it was weird because that set followed like Invasion of Chaos, which was one of the most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh sets ever printed.
Oh, definitely, you could definitely say that.
Even by today's standards, I still think that set was probably one of the most powerful sets ever printed.
Yeah, I mean, just having the Black Luster Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon, it's hard to beat those 2 cards.
Yeah, there was other really crazy stuff in there as well at the time, like Manticore of Darkness, when you had Card of Safe Return.
Yeah, that was an Exodia deck for a long time. You just keep bringing them back and drawing cards. But we do see the Neos Fusion coming down from Dkayed. He puts his Divas in defense mode, so he does have the Neos Fusion. You can pretty much splash the Neos Fusion into any deck.
Yeah.
Just as long as you play the fusion materials, you can just activate it, summon a fusion, and have the protection. It's so powerful.
Yeah, and then you get a nice beefy Neos.
Yep.
He'll spot you, bro. He's got you.
I do like that we can see the animations like floating above the cards in this view. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, normally when I'm playing, I flip it just top down, and I kind of turn all of that stuff off to just play as quickly as possible. But yeah, no, it makes for a pretty pleasant viewing experience.
Yeah, definitely great for spectating.
Ooh, Blast Spider, another one.
He's gonna go to battle and just attack over a Diva and has a back row. Now, these are some good Duel Links games. Like, it shows you, like, even the games, even when you have 4,000 life points, sometimes it's back and forth. You have to fight. Like, even though you open up with the combos and great cards, like, it's never just over.
Yeah, we may be speed dueling, but it's not as fast as you'd think it would be.
Even with having access to synchros and everything, it's pretty crazy. Let's see what monster he's summoning in attack position. Ooh.
It's another Nemesis Warrior.
That's pretty good right here. He's probably going to use the effect, tribute it off with the Diva. Are you going to send down? Yep. And
Yes, he gets the Subterror Behemoth Steigo Kraken. I really need to work on my pronunciation, but yeah.
No, I think you're good on this.
Steigo Kraken.
I think you got that one. You nailed that one.
And yeah, he gets to take out 1 set card.
Yep. Gonna take out that face down Speller Trap. Let's see what it is. I'm just gonna chain the Nemesis Warrior.
Yeah, putting more attack points straight back onto the field and clearing out his opponent's Floodgate Trap Hole. I think this is going to end the duel right
Oh, he
here.
wasn't able to activate because the Nemesis Warrior triggering made it where we couldn't floodgate the monster that was summoned, I guess. Or chose not to floodgate. Oh, it's because it summoned it face down. The Nemesis Warrior could have floodgated the Nemesis Warrior, I think, right?
So
he had the final battle set, so it wouldn't have mattered. He would just flip it face
he flipped
up.
the Kraken, activates the Kraken, activates this. This summons... No, he couldn't.
No, the original Nemesis Warrior, even if you floodgate the Nemesis Warrior, he would just final battle, flip it face up, use his effect.
Yeah, and it just beat you up
it's
anyway.
It's the same thing, yeah. So yeah, congrats to Dkayed on winning that game. So
That's 2-1 so far, but we have to get 3 wins in
Yep.
order to progress.
and it's going back to the legendary decks, and it looks like Dkayed's legendary deck is going to be Crowler. So we're going to see another middle-aged mech deck. That's going to be depends how the deck draws. It's either like hit or miss. It's a pretty powerful deck when it draws well. Just summons. I've played against it and summons 3 Ancient Gear monsters just immediately, and there's nothing you can really do. When they attack, you can't activate any effects. And
Yeah, that was a super cool effect that these cards had back in the day. Yeah, it's like, Ancient Gear Golem attacks you. You can't Mirror Force. And it's good to see that it's still relevant here, actually.
it looks like we're diving into it, and then it looks like Yukoo is going to be using Jaden Yuki.
Yeah, Jaden Yuki, as we saw before, the Duel Academy first duel, if you ever watched GX back in the day.
Yep. Crowler trying to show him why he's a Slifer Red.
I'm not gonna lie, GX, like, one of the guilty pleasures, had a really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I love the theme song's the greatest too.
Like, GX wasn't my favorite series. There were like bits about it that I really enjoyed, but the soundtrack was definitely on point.
Yep, I'm a big fan of GX, but it looks like middle-aged mech's going to trigger since it's his turn.
Yeah, which gives him the Ancient Gear Castle.
Going to set a card face down, probably setting maybe like a double Cyclone and a Fortress possibly. And since he's using the dual skill, it starts in Neospace. It already has the double Cyclone online.
Yep, and here we go. We're going to be seeing a quick contact fusion.
Neos Fusion going to go for Flare Neos.
Oh, he's going directly straight in.
He wants to make a big monster that can attack, because if you just have a monster that can attack over Ancient Gear Reactor, there's really nothing the Ancient Gear deck can do. They're banking on just having their 3,000 attack monster that you can't deal with.
And I like this. Like, the DC Dkayed is just nodding, and he's like, that guy's pretty big.
Maybe we'll see this duel go to a game 5. Direct attack here from the Flare.
And enemy controller.
Oh, wow.
It's like, that guy's pretty scary, but
That's huge.
we're not taking 5,800 to the face, but then he just flips it to defense mode and then double Cyclone.
Oh, he's going to chain it to destroy the Neospace, so the Scarab's going to go back into the extra deck at the end phase. What a turn.
Oh, that's a great turn for Dkayed.
Yeah, it actually worked out really well that he didn't have the Ancient Gear Fortress set. Because, he was able to, even if it was Fortress, it would have been, he would have just lost, I guess it would have been similar, actually, but.
Forces the Neos Fusion to keep his monster in defense mode.
Yep, so he gets to force it out, and now he'll be able to attack over it since it only has 2,000 defense.
And there's Galaxy Cyclone.
He's going to have to pick which one, left, right, or middle. I'm always middle. See, the middle in Duel Links is the first card that's set, so you kind of just go in for the very first, which was a bluff. It was a Miracle Contact, which is a great card.
Yukoo definitely sort of getting that, because you start to pick up on patterns of players, and in actual fact, you can get hard punished for this, because you start to learn how you think your opponent's going to set it, and if they catch that you're making decisions based on that information, they switch it up, and then you just all of a sudden go, but that should have been Sagaretsu armor. And he's like, no, it wasn't. It was MSD.
You guessed wrong.
It's like, yeah, got you. Got next leveled.
Yeah, you could. As he at the end phase, he doesn't have another copy of the Neos Fusion, so the Flare Scarab goes straight back into the extra deck.
Yeah, this puts Yukoo in a really difficult position, but he has every opportunity to just get himself another Neos Fusion, right?
Right. Yeah. If he has the Neos Fusion, he has another copy of Miracle Contact. Like, he'll be in pretty good shape. He just has to watch out for that Ancient Gear Fortress, because if he summons a monster, it's going to go up to 2, and then he'll be able to summon an Ancient Gear Reactor that might be stuck in his hand right now.
Right, yeah.
Or he could draw, any Ancient Gear card, and the Galaxy Cyclone will be able to pop it. I think he searched the Fortress off of the Wyvern. Yeah, he did. So one of the cards in his hand is Fortress, so either way, he'll be able to do it. Oh, so he set 2 contests. So he set the way I set. I like to set bluff, and then my real one may be on the end. Or they could all 3 be bluffs.
There you go. So next time I see you in the KC Cup, just
go for the
But
last
the thing
one.
is I know that, and I know you know I know that. You'd be like, first card. I was like, I just can't win.
That
It's
reverse psychology.
it's like that game where you've got the 3 cards and you move them around on the table, and it's like, find the queen, find the queen, find the queen.
All right, so it looks like another. The same Flare Neos Flare Scarab is going to probably come down. Oh, nope. He is going to make Brave Neos because he doesn't want it to return to the extra deck since the Neo space is no longer on the field.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a Neos Fusion in his graveyard either to keep his monster around.
Yep, definitely not past his opponent's turn. So he's going to attack over that, but now he's going to have to worry about the Ancient Gear Reactor coming out from his deck. But the end phase, since he destroyed a monster by battle, he does get to add a Neos fusion to his hand. It just has that extra bonus effect. Why not?
Yeah, and it gives him a chance to go try and take another cheap shot with the Neo-Spacian Scarab.
Right. Just try and finish him
Scarab.
off.
Yeah, so this is going to put Dkayed in a really precarious position.
So he activates the fortress. It's going to summon the wyvern. He uses activates the fortress first, so he can't. The turn that ancient gear monsters are summoned, they can't be targeted.
Yeah, so no way that they're getting negated while this is going on.
He's going to activate another copy of ancient gear fortress. And then fortress is going to be popped by the galaxy cyclone. Then the fortress, when it's destroyed, gets to spell summon ancient gear reactor from his deck to the field. All these games have been really good. Both these play. I knew that we had in for a good round at the start of this.
Oh yeah, here we go. Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon.
So good. You can't do anything. I'll attack. Well, no monster effects. He'll still be able to use the spell to protect it because it's not an effect that activates. But it looks like he chooses not to. He's just going to leave it in his grave for now.
I don't think he has a Neos Fusion in his graveyard. He's got it in his hand.
Oh yeah, does he have? Wait, how did he make the? Oh, he used Miracle Contact.
Yeah,
That's
Miracle
right.
Contact
You're
did it.
right. You're right. Yeah, he doesn't even have one to protect. Okay, that makes. I was like, why would he not protect there? But he does get to trigger the effect since he destroyed a monster. He gets to destroy a spell and trap of his and summon another ancient gear monster from his deck to the field. Ooh, and a treacherous trap hole.
Treasure Supple, and going to be forced to take out those two wyverns. Well, actually, no. You could take a 2,000 hit and clear the bigger monster.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why he summoned the ancient gear wyvern instead of another copy of ancient gear reactor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens here. It is Yukoo's turn, and this back and forth game, we're either going to end here or it's going to go to a game 5. I hope we see a game 5.
Yukoo has Neos Fusion.
Which is great. And yeah, Dkayd's sitting on no cards right now.
Glomos.
Ooh, what are we going to see? So I figured
it's
just the
another
Brave Neos.
Just another Brave. I was like, oh, come on, let's get another one of these really old school boys.
Alright, so attack from Brave Neos.
I suppose Dkayed, like, on absolutely zero resources right now.
Yeah, the only thing you can... Oh, okay. One reason maybe why he didn't summon the reactor is because he wanted them in his deck, because any top deck, he can tribute the fortress and
Yeah.
just summon it. Or the castle, sorry. So maybe he just was like, oh, well, it gives me more top decks this way, but... Oh, because if he got the Ancient Gear Reactor, the Treacherous would have just destroyed the two big Ancient Gear... See, heads up play, like...
Yeah, he read that through.
Yeah, he knew that if he got Treacherous, he would need to have the top deck in his deck. And is it a tribute summon? He's summoning a monster in attack mode. Oh, it's a Breaker.
Breaker, the Magical Warrior. That's smaller than Brave Neos.
Not the worst card in the situation, but if Yukoo has another monster in his hand, he'll be able to push this to a game 5. Oh, World Legacy Clash is going to banish. Is going to go for the face down. And does it have to target a face up? Or let me see. Oh, looks like, yeah, he's just going to concede right here because he knows he can't win. It's going to be enough for him to have a game on the following turn. So we are going to our first game 5 in one of our Duel Links matches.
Wow, that was a nice little ending right there. It's just like, okay, I've got Breaker. I'll just try this and see what information I can get. And
Yeah.
oh, it's not even, information is actually kind of weird because normally in Yu-Gi-Oh, holding out a little bit longer gives you advantages in game 2 and 3. But in this, once you win with a deck, you can't use it again. So the information isn't actually worth anything.
Yeah, it's worth to whatever the other players that they get to see. So you're kind of like helping out the other people in the tournament.
Oh yeah, because of course the guys when they're in their green room, they're sat down, they're firing up the stream and they're watching to see what's going on.
Yeah, when the stream wasn't up, they were asking about like when is the stream going? I need to know. I want to watch these matches. I was like, oh well, here they are. But it is game 5 and it's Loomis and Umbra against Jack Atlas.
Yeah, we apologize for the tech trouble we had a little bit earlier, guys, but from my understanding, everything's going smoothly now.
Yeah, we're happy to be here with you guys.
Jack Atlas versus Luma and Umbra.
All right, so let's see what he decides to do here.
Jack Atlas is a really cool character.
Oh, he's so awesome. You were talking about the crossovers and ArcV and
Yeah.
Jack Atlas, when he comes into on his like bike and just speeds around, synchro summons a whole bunch. It's one of my favorite episodes.
I really like that. It's actually when he puts YuGiOh in his place
Yeah.
the first time, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. Everybody be happy. And then Jack Atlas is like, No. Here is a dragon. A dragon beats face.
Yeah, I love Scarlight's one of my favorites. But it is 6 samurais, and we do see the summon of Yuya and Kizan to synchro summon for Xian.
Xian, excellent starting point. Very, as we discussed before, very, very difficult card to get over. And if it just sits around for even one turn, your chances of actually winning the game are just like plummet.
Right.
And you've also got to get through the 6 Samurai Fuma in the graveyard, right?
Right, yep. And it is a mirror match. But yeah, you don't want to negate the United. You want to save it to the Xian, maybe to negate like a Dojo or something. Something that would give him a level 5 monster.
Yeah, although what's really interesting here is if there's a Kizan, okay, there's not, otherwise there would have been a double draw there.
Oh, he's digging for it though. He's looking for the Kizan. Oh, no Kizan. Well, he could have like 2 copies of 6 Samurai Dual Wield, so maybe that. But if Dkayed never plays another card, the Dual Wields will not be able to be activated. But if he doesn't play another card, he still has to deal with the Fuma on the field.
Yes. So interesting. A lot of decision trees actually to navigate through here.
All these games have been really, really good. I'm happy that this is our feature match for this round. Both players definitely showing why they belong here at the World Championship.
Yeah, what is the process to qualify if you're a TCG player and you're looking into this and you're like, hey, you know what? I like Duel Links. How do I get into that?
The best way probably is to win the World Championship the previous year. But,
Okay, yeah.
But you have to, they have the KC Cups in there every like few months or so. And if you come in first place in the world, you get invited to. It's very hard. It's like a 3-day event. You have to have the most amount of points in the entire world, and then you get invited. And then they have like a little bit of a qualifier for each region right before, like kind of sort of like a WCQ sort of.
Okay, so
where each region gets a representative. That
if you win the KC Cup, you get in,
Yep.
but then you also have a tournament for top performers.
For each region, yeah.
For each region,
So
okay.
it'll be like separated. That's the easiest way is the regional tournament. Otherwise, you have to win the whole thing and get coming first, which is it's difficult. But if you try hard and you win a lot of your games, then you will make it.
So and you can play as many games as you want in the KC Cup
Yep,
by
as long-
collecting points, right?
Yep, exactly.
Who needs sleep?
You can't sleep for a couple of days and just go in. But we do see another Xian coming down, and it looks like with beatdown, they're going to both be over 3,000 attack. Feel the fury of my soul. And he's going to go to battle phase. Looks like Yuko's already putting his backpack on. He's saying that good games.
Yuko's already
Dkayd's
go
gone.
home.
It's just a chair now.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we're done here. No, bye, guys.
Well, that was a great match. Unfortunately for Yukoo, the last in the mirror match, he didn't draw very well, and even though he tried to bait the negates with Xian, he wasn't taking the bait at all. And yeah, the Uniteds didn't draw him into Kizan, and
Yeah, and then that was all she wrote. Lumina and Umbra are getting